Our project is on the Angela of Mercy, and this is by Asher King, Emma Marino, and Christian Plessler. The statue of the Angela of Mercy is in the CHS building. Visual analysis. It's a very large statue, and you cannot miss the statue when you walk into CHS. It grabs any visitor's attention and leads them to question what it is. Its location is in the middle of tables and chairs. Students are surrounded by it when they sit anywhere inside this part of CHS, so it cannot go unseen. The color is bronze. According to alphapedia.net, bronze is associated with maturity and earthiness, which matches the setting of its location. Bronze is also a reference to wealth. The psychology behind bronze says it creates a loving attitude in the viewer. The context is an earthy background. The College of Health and Sciences building is surrounded by windows, a mini pond, a waterfall, plenty of trees, and a restaurant called Freshens, which promotes healthy food. Nature tends to be calming and makes one reflect on how small they really are in relation to God's creation. Samford University is for God, for learning, forever, and it is the university's mission to educate and encourage students to honor the Lord. The statue and the environment that it is in creates a very peaceful tone. The CHS building is very quiet, and it is a great area to get your homework done. The statue specifically is an angel, which is associated with tranquility. Some assumptions that can be made about Samford. So, based on this statue of an angel, it can be assumed that Samford has some sort of religious background, since angels are a religious reference. Such a large bronze statue costs a lot of money, which can lead one to assume Samford is a wealthy university. And additionally, the statue's location can lead one to thoughtfully assume that it is a part of a health building based on the restaurant Freshens, greenery, many windows, a mini pond, and a waterfall.
The Angela of Mercy is a statue that is located in the College of Health Sciences building that originally represented the values of the Ida V. Moffitt School of Nursing. The statue is an original, which is significant because a former Samford student, Tim Britton, worked alongside an Italian sculptor, Urbano Barotti, to create this statue to stand outside of the Dwight and Lucille Beeson Center for the Healing Arts. However, a few years after the new College of Health Sciences building was built, in 2017, the statue was moved into the atrium in efforts to now represent all 4 schools within the College of Health Sciences. It is significant that this statue is placed to represent the College of Health Sciences because the definition of mercy is the compassionate treatment of those in distress, which is the goal of those wishing and hoping to go into the medical field. When looking at this statue, the viewer perceives a welcoming environment. The fact that the angel has her arms wide open gives a sense of everyone being welcomed. I would say that one way that people engage with the Angel of Mercy is that many students study and eat at the feet of the statue.
All right, today I'm going to be talking about the Angela of Mercy as part of Samford's identity. So Samford is primarily a Christian university, of which mercy plays a large part, and also the symbolism of an angel. And so the big thing I want to focus on is how the symbol of mercy is applicable to the nursing school. Primarily, nursing is intended to bring down the suffering of those who are going through rough times, which is merciful in nature. And so I think that having a symbol of mercy like the Angela of Mercy is a good step to be taken. And it reminds me of the parable of the moneylender. So who owed a large amount of money to somebody else. So the idea is this moneylender owed a ton of money to some other moneylender, and the other one said, hey, you know what, I'm merciful, so I'll let you free. And then this moneylender turned around and demanded smaller amounts of money from people who had borrowed from him. And it's meant to show that, hey, we need to be merciful. We need to do our best to alleviate others' suffering as much as we can. That's the primary goal of nursing. So the other thing is the Samford mission statement. This is an excerpt from that. It says, as a Christian university, the community fosters academic, career, and ethical competency while encouraging social and civic responsibility and service to others. And so I included this because nursing is all about helping others and alleviating their suffering, and doing one's best to serve other people as much as they can, which is what, in this mission statement, Samford is trying to do to others. Samford is teaching us how to be merciful towards those in the world. All right, so here I'm going to briefly discuss the thesis statement. So the Angela of Mercy statue is designed to reflect the beautiful nature of mercy, which is a central value of Samford University. So what this means is, in the paper, I would be discussing how the attributes of the statue are meant to be pleasing to the eye and good to look at and beautiful, in order to show the similar attributes that mercy has, because the more one looks into what the Lord's mercy is and what it looks like, it becomes more and more beautiful. And as previously discussed, mercy is a huge part of being a Christian, and thus being a member of the Samford community. And so the paper will be going through and looking at the different attributes of the statue that make it beautiful, and then as well as looking at the different attributes of mercy that make mercy beautiful from one person to another, as well as from God to people, and kind of just drawing comparisons. All right. So in terms of hegemony, I struggled a little bit about considering where power comes into play. But what I ended up on was just focusing on the scale of the statue itself, which is grand. The statue is very large. When you look at it, you crane your neck up to see it, and that's meant to make the audience, make the viewer feel smaller by comparison, and almost to create a sense of overwhelming. And so that's meant to reflect the huge and all-encompassing nature of the mercy of God. So if the statue is primarily representative of mercy, then it being so massive is indicative of how large and all-encompassing and grand in scale God's mercy is towards us, and also how grand our mercy towards each other can be. And the idea of it being situated in the building of the natural sciences with nature all around, it's one of the most beautiful parts on campus. And the nature there is being used to further convey this sense of being wrapped up, being encompassed by this larger sense of mercy.